Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear colleagues, dear Mr. Marek Bartelik, President of AICA International, dear Mr. Henry Mayerik Hig, Honorary President of AICA International, dear Mr. Branekovic, General Secretary of AICA International, dear Marjorie Althorp-Guiten, Chair of Congress Commission, dear Mr. Vladimir Beskid, Artistic Director of European Cultural Capital, Košice 2013, dear Presidents, Vice Presidents, dear representatives of AICA, dear Mr. Richard Gregor, Vice President of AICA Slovakia, dear keynote speakers, dear guest speakers, dear moderators, dear participants, dear artists, dear translators, dear technicians, dear volunteers. Let me welcome you at 46th International AICA Congress in Slovakia. At the last position, I would like to welcome Mr. Radislav Matuštík, who came to join our Congress only represented by a sculpture made by Juraj Bartus, and it's one of the most important art critics who couldn't anymore join this Congress. And yesterday at Východoslovenská Galéria, we were standing under big picture of Mr. Strauss. We will speak about Mr. Strauss later, and these two big critics, I'm really proud that I can mention also at the beginning and welcome them, even if they can't be here with us anymore. Last AICA Congress was in Czechoslovakia in '66. This Congress had a really strong influence because the border was closed. Many artists, it was very difficult for artists to build international connections, and all this Congress was focused on Czechoslovakia. We decided that we don't want to make a Congress that will be focused only on our country, but we decided that we will organize a Congress that will be focused on a wider region of Central and East Europe, which will connect speakers, but not only speakers, also some artistic interventions we are planning for Congress are including artists from other countries. So we would like to give you introduction to art scene in Košice, in Bratislava, but afterwards we are going to Krakow, and I do believe that this Congress will help us to reconnect not only in this region, but also to present other special regions which maybe feel isolated, which feel that they are in a periphery, because we were discussing already more than a year ago how to make a focus of the Congress. The Congress in '66 had a theme, the essence and function of art criticism, and we decided to select the title of this Congress, White Places, Black Holes, what are terms which are used in cartography. White places on the maps are places which are unknown, not described very well. And we decided to use this title to search for the state of Central and East European art, to search what was the role of Central and East European art for Western art history, what is the relation of Western art history to the context of Central and East European art. On these 2 days in Košice, today and tomorrow, will be focused on this subject. On Friday, we will speak more about responsibility of art criticism for the future. In '66, when the last Congress happened in Czechoslovakia, there was a main Congress in Prague, And in Bratislava, in Slovakia, we had only some official program prepared for all Congress guests. They were invited to big opening in a national gallery where was exhibition of most important communist artists of socialist realism. Also the exhibition of young art was removed to Brno where nobody didn't stop because official regime was afraid that important art critics from all around the world will see some young artist. And therefore, important artist who will join us tomorrow, Alex Mlinarčík, decided to make his intervention to the Congress, where he invited all art critics. So more or less nobody important didn't participate on these official openings, but everybody was invited to special event which was called Permanent Manifestation, and it took a place on a public toilets. That's why this is the picture on the left which represent interventions that people made during the Congress on the public toilets. And we decided that we will probably follow a very nice example of Swiss AICA and of the moving logo. And we decided that our Congress will not have only one logo, but that we will have more logos. And our graphic designer, Stano Masar, decided that he can take inspiration from important artworks made by important Slovak artists. So this logo behind me, it was inspired by the work of Alex Mlinarčík and his permanent manifestations. This logo was inspired by Julius Koller and the painting he made in '63, where was written more. More mean sea in Slovak, but you can read it also in English, like more. This logo was inspired by Roman Ondák and the performance he organized in MoMA in New York. This logo was inspired by work of Ilona Nemet. And the last logo was inspired by Mr. Juraj. I would like to give you a short introduction also to bag you probably received. We decided that for all AICA members that must pay a huge fee to participate in the Congress, that we would like to give something special. Author of this idea was Vice President of AICA Slovakia, Richard Gregor, who will also be moderator of this day. And designers were Stano Masar and Eja Devečková. We made a lot of prototypes. We were trying to make all inside rooms of the bag very comfortable for your use. So I do believe you will enjoy this small gift and you will use it all around. This bag have two parts, so you can also use it separately. The idea was that you can come to Congress with your computer and have a computer in one part and to left other part in a hotel room, but I'm sure that you will use this bag your own way. I'm only afraid that we will probably not satisfy Christian because he's known that he have a huge bag always with him, so I'm not sure if we will accommodate all his stuff he take with him. I would like to give you a very, very short introduction to the Congress. I can't speak about every day. I just wanted very generally mention that today at the evening we have opening party at Kunsthalle in Košice with the performances. There will be a performance of Orlan. There will be performance of Jiří Kovanda, very important Czech artist, local artist from Košice, from older generation, Peter Kalmus, and young artist Tomáš Žadoň. So this is the program for today. The party starts at 8, and there will be a lot of Slovak cheeses to taste, a lot of Tokaj wine, and the party will run until late night. Then I would like to mention that on Thursday we booked one car in a train, so we bought the tickets. So if you want to travel together. It will be really nice to sit in one car because other artists from Poland, Igor Przybylski, is preparing a performance for this train. So we can also work, we can discuss, we can be together in a train. And the train stop in Žilina, where we have a program for 4 hours, where we are going to visit the synagogue that is at the moment converted to being reconstructed and will be converted to Kunsthalle. And there's also very important culture center, Stanica. And then the Congress will continue on Friday morning in Bratislava. So we were trying to describe all information to your folders. So if you have some questions, my colleague, which are at the reception on the registration, are ready to answer all your questions. So I'm afraid that everybody have some question about logistics. So I believe we will make it as easy as possible for you. I would like to thank at the end all team that prepared the Congress. The first, I would like to thank Petra Balíková, who was really heart of the Congress, and she will also be with us. She will be ready to answer questions. I would like to thank Richard Gregor, who made the concept of the Congress with me. I would like to thank also our volunteers, and Livka Pemčáková, Lenka Lukačovičová, Michal Štofa, and Gabika. Dasha Bartekova, our photographer. I would like to thank our sponsors, because this Congress couldn't happen without generous support of European Culture, Capital of Culture, Košice 2013, without support of Ministry of Culture of the Slovak Republic, without support of the Getty Foundation, LA, also Institut Polski, Embassy of the United States, Baláši Institute, Hungarian Culture Center, Czech Center, and some others. This Congress is happening also under the auspices of the Ministry of Culture of Slovak Republic and the Slovak Commission of UNESCO and UNESCO. When we started to think about the Congress, we realized that we already visited many Congresses. And sometimes, maybe it's happened also to you, that you came to Congress, you spent there a few days, but you don't remember any special moment. And from the beginning, we were inviting keynote speakers, selecting speakers. When we were trying to prepare a Congress for you, I realized that it's extremely important for me to think about the message, about one message that should remind after the Congress. And of course, we were trying to analyze what this message could be. It could be probably different for each of you, and maybe it's difficult to think about it at the beginning of the Congress. Maybe we can return back on Friday, what should this message be, because each speaker will influence by its way what should this message be. But I wanted to point out that let's try to focus during the Congress to something what can remind for us for the future. I think this is everything what I wanted to say. I just, you probably saw some pictures from the hiking we showed you, and I can later introduce also pre-congresses, because we are showing you, I think you all already saw this slideshow from 2 pre-congresses, and from High Tatra Mountains. I took for each Congress participant one gift. I took stones for you, not large like this one. I took a much smaller stone, so you can take them with you home also with your flight. So now at the end of my speech, I would like to give you a special gift.
Bag of stones.